Creating stories as ideal and common interpretations of real life. Connecting reality and human experience by using stories as medium for sharing these experiences. Heroism, in its core, is very simple. Everyone is a hero. Every physical education teacher when the losers cross the finish line. But not everybody is born a hero, and maybe also dying a hero is not the single most useful pick you could possibly make when trying to learn something from stories. Like standing up again and again, like a gladiator. Even in the hardest of all circumstances, even when the whole world seemingly has conspired to make your life as hard as it possibly can be. To never back down, but to always look up into the sky, reaching for higher standards, higher goals. Despite everything you hear these days about the importance of story by so many content creators, and every startup guy ever talks about how an ideal pitch is just an idealized story. The effect that something seemingly overrepresented like this shouldn't be able to turn against these topics and ideas. And currently, the most important thing in everything is story. Ever. Period. Arc is something we nevertheless should now also take a closer look at. The first thing we need to understand is this. Reality doesn't care about anything. Reality just exists. Whether this means all single items in the universe or the general multiverse scientists suspect nowadays is represented the right way is only something we care about. The universe and all of its atoms, molecules and electrons, protons, Higgs particles and so on simply does not care about. Because without a human mind interpreting things in a certain way, there is simply no one to care. Now, reality exists anyway, and whether we perceive it or not, excluding theories like quantum entanglement, the thing we now do as living creatures is storytelling at its core. We take the available information reality offers us and try to somehow weave a narrative into it, like trying to put together a visual representation of reality by using certain frequencies of photons hitting our retinas. One narrative could be totally different from the ones other existing creatures create, like your dog. The only thing a dog might understand is when there is someone like Donald Trump shouting towards him. It's the sheer fact this guy suffers from carotenomania. Kidding. Of course, dogs don't understand human language as well, which doesn't mean they don't understand some needs of us. Read by our body language, maybe even better than other humans, but I don't try to stir up a debate amongst dog lovers here. The thing I'm trying to convey is something the famous director Alfred Hitchcock already explained decades ago very well in the short clip he recorded with his latest Galaxy S21 and uploaded it via 5G to YouTube. In this clip now, that is embedded in the blog post, but we cannot see it here, Alfred Hitchcock basically shows two different scenes. First, the camera shoots somebody, and then there is a reaction by Alfred Hitchcock, and in the next scene, the same first scene appears, and then Alfred Hitchcock has a different reaction to it. And based on the reaction of the actor, we perceive the scene, the original scene, to be something different. Interpretation lies in the eye of the interpreter. Schwarzenegger's autobiographical directional debut finally addressing his accent, the interpreter. Since we all are human, we can expect similar interpretations up to a certain extent. This is also why filmmakers have to have a really good hand for applying psychology, because without this essential skill, the skill of predicting the general reaction of an average audience, well, a movie just might not evoke enough similar interpretations of this reality to make a movie do well. But back to everyday's heroism. The problem with sharing your own story with more than yourself is the simple fact not everybody is a good storyteller. The first and foremost doesn't really mean you need to be a good storyteller to be able to share your stories, because the sharing part can even be done with just basic communication skills. Therefore, you could describe the skill of storytelling as the skill of unifying interpretations. Making a story relate to more people results in more people relating to the story. And since often we exactly intend to reach more people, we need a toolbox to do exactly this. But unifying interpretations with applied practical psychology, using tricks like the one Alfred Hitchcock just told so well.